Okay, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Paul speaking. All right. Thing down. Up. Okay. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Quiz time. All right. Say hello if you're there. I think I'm live. Am I on? Say hello if you're there. Dr. Paul here. Hope you're okay. Tell me you're okay. Hello, Val. Alright. You're the first one here. Tell me if you can hear me and see me okay. Because, always useful. Bang smash. What about? Off the go. Ooh, that was a bit. Sounds pretty quiet. Okay. Okay, 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. Is that better? One, two, three, four. I have just turned up my microphone gain a little bit. Hello, thanks everybody for telling me that my sound is low. I've tried to fix it. If somebody can tell me, right, that's better. You're saying that's better. Fantastic. Thanks everybody. Thanks for helping out with the tech. Because I can't really hear what it sounds like in my end. Good. Well, hello everybody. How you doing? All right, Jerry. All right, Michael, Richard, Brittany, Colin, Richard. Trouble over Bridgewater are here. Beaglehorn is back. Big Mac is here. Thanks. Got your picture on Instagram. All I got to do is work out how to get it from there to my bit. You know what I mean? You'll be team of the day at some point. Chris is here. Geek Robin's here. Scumbag College plus Scumbag Gary, special guest star. It's 1 minute to 7. I'm going to start talking about the quiz in a couple of seconds. Meantime, tell me something interesting. Yeah, tell me what you've been doing. I had nothing this week. I done nothing interesting at all. I went to the park yesterday and I hated it because there was all these people there. And I think I've realised I'm an introvert. You know what I mean? I quite like it quiet. And it's been very quiet. But I went to the park yesterday and it was full of people enjoying themselves. Send me nuts. So I've got to go around with a mask like this, so that people think I'm happy. Hello, I'm Dr. Paul. I'm perfectly happy. Happy to be here in the park with loads of people with their bits. And inside I'm like this. Cycling by the sea, that's alright. I can get into that. Cycled down to Crammond a couple of times during the week. That's alright. Early is better. People. Hello, Denise from Dublin. Yeah, it's good if you tell us where you are. Val's in Denniston. Who else has said where they are? Michael Cut says he's from Aviemore. Tim Hall's from Aviemore, and he was tweeting today that he'd got his beer from Monday. So that's great. Great news. Taryn's in North Wales. Juice My Pole are back. Alright. And the Pro Leathers are here. Down in Leith. The Wit and Witches are ready in Glasgow and Portugal as well. Woo! And Denise says Smithers is about to become our Taoiseach. I never know if I'm pronouncing that right. Taoiseach, something like that. Irish Prime Minister. I don't know who Smithers is. We don't really get news about Ireland over here because the prevailing attitude is that it's a silly wee country that we don't need to hear about. So it's not my opinion, it's the prevailing news attitude. But we never really hear anything about Irish stuff. Right, let's get on with it. It's 2 minutes past. I better get started. Oops. My PowerPoint's massive. I need to resize it a little bit. Might go a bit wobbly on screen while I do that. Okay, that seems okay. Right. First of all, give me a share. Twitter. That's good. At DP Quiz, by the way, if you don't follow on Twitter, come and get me on Twitter. At DP Quiz. The chaos of Twitter. Twitter's mental. Everyone hates everything. Live quiz starts soon. House rules. No Tories. No racists. And never forget the power of triangles. The most powerful basic shape of all. The live quiz starts soon. It's a quiz, right? I ask questions. You write down the answers. You do your marking after every round. You do your own marking, which appears to be wide open to corruption. But the thing is, there's no prize for top score. The quiz element is really just for fun. See how you get on against yourself, against your previous scores, against your rivals. Try and find a rival team to be a rival with in the chat. That's good fun. But don't shout out answers in the chat. All right? Yeah, I know you're saying Smithers and The Simpsons, Denise Lestrange. You get that, but I don't know who you're referring to in real life. I don't know the real life character it refers to. I guessed it was out of The Simpsons, so it's like a sort of dweeb character. Anyway, all prime ministers are false, aren't they? Let's face it. Right, last time we played was Wednesday. Scumbag College were top. They were team of the day, actually. John Sex, Kittens right up there. Jose Augusto, UK Alliance, Social Outcast. Porn Dwarfs, Happy Gang, Dumbarton, Quizzy Poos, Tumty United. They were in the ABBA category. I was dividing these by Swedish success. Fabian Society there on the Nobel section. Right down in Swedish Chef, Lethal Weapon, Still Game, Barrymore's Fist. Alright. Thanks to a highly controversial Corsican call. So the online pub quiz is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Sponsored tonight is Pickering's. They're going to give you some gin. Yeah! We'll do that later. Don't worry about that. Also, there's a discount code. DP Quiz. If you shop at Pickering's, DP Quiz gets you 15% off, I think, or 10%. Can't remember. I'll tell you about that later. Right, let's get on with the quiz. It's 5 past. Hoo-ha, hoo-ha. So, round 1 is the same letter round. That means all of the answers start with the same letter, so it's easy. It's a nice, easy intro to the quiz, because once you get the letter, then you can guess the ones you don't know, you know what I mean? Right, here we go. Number 1 is an old name. What East Asian country used to be called Formosa? Okay, so Formosa is the old name. What is the new name of a country that's in East Asia? That is the name we usually know it as anyway. They've got their own name there, but what's the name of that country these days? Used to be Formosa. Now, you might not get that. That's slightly obscure, but when you get the letter, you'll be able to have a guess. Number 2, glam rock. Which English band had a string of hits in the 1970s with titles like Jeepster, Telegram Sam, and Hot Love? Great tunes. Pop, glam kind of thing. But what's the band? Telegram Sam, Jeepster, and Hot Love. Name the band. Remember, all the answers start with the same letter in this first round. Number 3 is about chocolate. Which classic British chocolate bar was called Raider all over Europe until 1991, when they all changed to the British name? So it's always been the same name in Britain. It's still this name. In Europe, exactly the same sweetie, chocolate bar, used to be called Raider. And they realised that was stupid, so they called it our name. You know? What was that name? Okay, on television in the 1990s, who were Dipsy, La La, Tinky Winky, and Pow? What was the collective name for those characters? Dipsy, La La, Tinky Winky, and Poe. Collectively known as what? That is television in the 1990s, when literally the whole of Britain was on acid. Number 5, which Olympic sport uses a playing surface 9 foot long and 5 foot wide? Okay, 5 foot wide, 9 foot long. is the playing surface. Which Olympic sport is that? Right, the thing to do is to tell me if you're ready. Okay, if your team's ready, tell me you're ready in the chat and I'll move on. In the meantime, I'll quickly recap these questions for anybody who might have missed anything. If you've just come in, it's the same letter round, okay? So all the answers start with the same letter. So East Asian country, what's the modern name? Used to be called Formosa. Used to be known as Formosa. What's the modern English name for that country? Number 2, Jeepster, Telegram Sam, Hot Love. Who's the glam rock pop superstars from the early 70s? Number 3, Radar. Changed its name to what? It's a chocolate bar. It's always been known as this in the UK, but in Europe they used to call it Radar. What is that? It's one of the most popular ones. You know, it's nothing obscure. A big seller for all you chocolate fans. If you know what I mean. Right, number 4, Dipsy, Lala, Tinky Winky, and Po, collectively known as what on television in the 90s? And last one there, 9 foot long, 5 foot wide. What is the Olympic sport that uses that playing surface? As you can see in the chat, people are telling me that they're ready. That's the idea. Once enough people tell me you're ready, I'll move on to the answers. And you'll do your own market. If you've just come in the door, don't worry about it. You just join in. Easy quiz. Easy going. You know, just fun. Right, okay. So everyone's ready. Thank you very much. Fabian, Scumbag, Trouble Over Bridgewater, AKB. Everybody here. All right, let's do some answers. So, did you get a letter? Yes, you did. Letter T. Should be red, really, shouldn't it? Okay, right, old name. Here we go. Now, 2 points for each of these answers. So, number 1, East Asian country. Used to be called Formosa. It's now Taiwan. So, it's off the coast of China. The official name of Taiwan is the People's Republic of China, which is confusing. They call themselves China. We call it Taiwan. It used to be called Formosa. Old Portuguese name means beautiful island, I think. Yeah, Taiwan is controversial. Always having a fight and a palaver and a row, you know. But Taiwan for 2 points. Number 2, Jeepster, Telegram Sam, and Hot Love. All big hits for T-Rex. That's Mark Bolan right up until a tree wrecks his car. You know what I mean? T-Rex. Number 3, Radar is what the Europeans used to call it. We've always called it Twix. Right? They realised that Radar is a stupid name for a chocolate bar, so they changed it to Twix, which is obviously more sensible. One right so far, says Alan. Yeah, you know what? I think this is actually quite a tricky round. Number 4, Dipsy, the dancing one. Lala, the nice one. Tinky Winky, the big, aggressive, gay one. And Po, the simple one. It's Teletubbies. There they are. Tinky Winky's going to get you. You know what I mean? Bit of bear action. Number 5, 9 foot long, 5 foot wide. That's not very big at all. That's the kind of size of a nice rug. It's table tennis. Table tennis is played on a table which is 9 foot long and 5 foot wide. Now, you know what? Usually the first round's quite easy going. You see a lot of 10 out of 10s. But that was a wee bit more tricky. Now, tell me what you scored, but remember to add on 2 points if you've been here before to the Dr. Paul quiz, whether online or in real life. If you've ever been to one of my quizzes before, you get an extra 2 points. And if you shared the quiz, if somebody in your team has shared the quiz tonight, social media I'm talking about, then you get 1 point. So possible 13 points. Let's see what you got, right? Sanjeev's got 13. Chameleon's got 13. El Destructo! Rah! 13. Fabian's are on 13. 11 for the Titty Biscuits. We said Topic instead of Twix. Aye, well, I did say it was one of the top sellers. I would put Topic not quite in that category. I think Topic's like a 3rd division chocolate bar. Wouldn't you say so? You went for Toblerone. Interesting choice, Marion. Very, very continental choice. But it's just a Twix. Really quite simple. Quite a basic chocolate bar. Thanks for telling me what you got wrong and what you put, everybody. It's always more interesting when you do that. 13 for the bobbleheads. The tea helped. Yeah, that's the idea of that round. It's designed to be fairly high scoring. You get... The letter helps. Almost went for Toblerone, but went for a Twix. I had a Toblerone recently and it wasn't very good. That's my story, right? It's not... Richie getting all meta newsagent comparing Topic to Razzle. I'm not getting that, but yeah. Right, there's all the answers together. Taiwan T-Rex, Twix, Teletubbies, table tennis. Okay, so good. Let's move straight on to round 2. We'll get the first rounds done fairly quickly. Picture round. Okay, 5 questions on pictures. Same again. Don't shout out the answers. Just write them down. Do your marking after the round. Okay, so who uses this coat of arms? Is it the Queen? Is it the Pope? Or is it the King of Spain? Who uses that coat of arms? Have a good look at that. Who's... Whose coat of arms is that? Is it the Queen? Is it the Pope? Or is it the King of Spain? That's picture number 1. Right, number 2. Husband. Who is this guy married to? Is it Katie Hopkins, Nigella Lawson, or Theresa May? So whose husband is that guy there? Katie Hopkins, Nigella Lawson, or Theresa May? Who's the husband? Or who's his wife, really? That's the question. Number 3, Gun Nuts. What's the name of this cartoon character? The arch enemy of Bugs Bunny. And a typical red-blooded, all-American gun nutter. What's his name? Pretty much the template for all these survivalist guys. That's who they base themselves on. That's their role model. So, the arch enemy of Bugs Bunny. Bald guy with a gun. What's he called? Number 4, Disco. Name this American band. This is from the cover of their 1978 album, Macho Man. Good, Disco. Lovely fellas as well, by the looks of them. But what was the name of this band? There you go. They had a couple of massive big hits in America and Britain. And probably lots of other countries as well. In the late 70s, that was them at the height of their powers. And number 5, space. What's going on there? Is that a black hole, a nebula, or a galaxy? What is at the centre of this picture? Is it a black hole, a nebula, or a galaxy? Looks like quite a lot of you went for Topic in the first round. That's a bad bar. Just seeing what Beaglehorn's talking about. The background music's pretty nice, pretty easy going. Nothing too heavy. Right, tell me when you're ready, and I will quickly recap these questions in the picture round. Whose coat of arms is that? Queen, Pope, King of Spain. Number 2. Another multiple choice one. Katie Hopkins, Nigella Lawson, or Theresa May. Who is that guy married to? Number 3. That's the arch enemy of Bugs Bunny. What is his name? Typical American gun maniac. Who's the American disco band? 1978. There they are. Loads of you saying you're ready. That's great. And what's going on in outer space in this picture? What's being photographed there? Is it a black hole, a nebula, or a galaxy? Alright, loads if you are ready, so I'm just going to go straight on. Let's not waste time tonight. In case you've not been here before, the idea is that I finish by 8. Okay? That's the idea. That'll always happen. Okay, so here come the answers. Number 1, cross keys. That's the keys. That's the keys of St. Peter. It's the keys to the Vatican. It's the Pope. Il Papa, the Pope. 2 points for the Pope. That guy is the husband. Well, he's smiling, isn't he? So it can't be Katie Hopkins. Turns out it's Theresa May. He's Philip May. And just like the rest of them, he's probably a corrupt bastard. But I tag probably on that. You know. Just to cover. So, gun nuts. Who's the arch enemy of Bugs Bunny? Always trying to shoot the rabbit. It's Elmer Fudd. Mr. Fudd to his lawyer. Elmer Fudd. Number 4. Who's the disco band? Huge pop hits from these from this act in the late 70s. It was the Village People. Of course, they did YMCA and In the Navy. No football quiz. Nah, I'm not doing the football quiz at the moment, Bill. I'll explain why later. And outer space. What's being photographed there? Black hole, nebula, or galaxy? It's a nebula. Nebula. Can we get half a point for Elmer? Yes, Karen. Yeah, if you put Elmer, but didn't get... If you failed to find your FUD, then you still get 1 point. All right, 2 points for a totally correct answer. 1 point for just Elmer. Do I get Alma Thud? Says Richard. I mean, it kind of sounds exactly right, but it is completely wrong. I'll give you 1 point. You can have 1 point for that. Lewis says, if you zoom in far enough, I'm fairly sure the space picture contains all 3 black holes, nebula, galaxies. Aye, Lewis, but get a grip. That's my response to that one. It's a nebula. It's the Orion Nebula. I did say, I actually anticipated your pedantry. That's why I phrased the question in terms of what is the subject of the picture, what's at the centre of the photograph, you know what I mean? It's basically what's the point of the photograph. So don't get all pedanty. Because... Alright, I hate 25,000 people who go to 1 square metre of beach, but after that, quiz pedants. Denise guessed Men at Work for number 4. Yeah, I mean, that would make sense because one of them was dressed up as a workman, but how do you account for the Red Indian guy? You know what I mean? Richie's been conned, tricked again by the Pope. You know how it feels. Right, let's go. Oh, it's a crypto. I'm going to give you a cryptic clue, which will lead you to the name of a famous person. Okay? You got 60 seconds to work it out. And if you get it within the 60 seconds, you'll get 3 points. Do not shout out the answer in the chat, but tell me if you think you've got it. Fourth from the flames. So there goes the timer. You got just under 60 seconds now. No, I should have put this person's the number of letters you're looking for. It's 5 and 7. First name is 5 letters. Second name is 7 letters. 5 and 7. It's a male person and a dead person. We're down to half a minute now. A couple of you got it already. Colin's got it. Valerie's got it. Photo Bird has got it. Easy, says Dawn. Ah, it's easy when you get it. Martin's saying, but which village stock? For the village people, it's Lower Largo. That's where they're from. A couple of seconds left here. Right, okay, this is a person who's dead, a male person. 5 letters in the first name, 7 letters in the second name, which really should be up there. Alan's got no clue. You've got right up until I reveal it. Time's out. I'm going to reveal it now. It's a person who died in the 90s, or was it the 80s? It's River Phoenix. River Phoenix. Forth, the River Forth, which is the nearest river to here. It's just down there, you know, because we're in Edinburgh here. And from the Flames, that's the Phoenix from the Flames. River Phoenix, yeah. And he died at that nightclub, and it was Johnny Depp was there. Maybe he did it. I don't know. Right, there you go. If you got River Phoenix from that, you got 3 points. Add 3 points onto your score. I'm not sure if I mentioned earlier, but I'm going to get, most of you know this already, I'll get you to upload your scores at the end of the quiz. We will create a nice league table. Martin thought it was a reference to Greenwich. No, I don't get that. Got it with 5. That's good that some of you got it right at the end. That's good. Okay, 3 points if you got a crypto right. Let's move on. What we got next is the sound round. Okay. Is it voices tonight? Yes, it is. Okay. So, I'm going to stop this background music for a moment. Get the old fader turned up so you'll be able to hear this. And I'll get over to this folder where all the mystery voices are. Here we go. Right, so you see all the names there. This is choices and right in front of you. You see all the names. Alice Walker, Barack Obama, Brian Blessed, Eddie Izzard, Harper Lee, Jimmy Kimmel, John Lydon, Jules Holland, Sarah Pascoe, and Shappy Corsandi. So I'll play 5 voices and you just got to name the 5 people. Pick them off the list. As usual, don't shout out the answers in the chat. Just write them down. Okay, so here is voice number 1.
Hillary trying to appeal to young voters is a little bit like your relative who just signed up for Facebook. Yeah. Dear America, did you get my poke? Is it appearing on your wall? I'm not sure I'm using this right. Love, Aunt Hillary.
Okay, the second one is this. This is number 2. Who's this?
I think most kids did too. Most kids wanted to go to the top of the pops, but we all knew what that cigar muncher was up to. But I'm very, very bitter that the likes of Savile and the rest of them were allowed to continue.
That was number 2. Here comes number 3.
Anyway, one night this bloody polar bear came along and it just shrieked with its paw and his whole head came through. And of course, there it was, his face was right in front of me, but bang! Straight on his fucking nose! And he went, and ran off. They will. Lions or anything, nobody, gorillas, they hate being hit on the nose. Hit the fucker on the nose. And he ran off and he never came back.
There we go. He ran off and he never came back. Number 4, who is this?
Well, I would have liked it to be more about the women and less about the men. But I have no real qualms. I grew to love the film, as I talk about in the book.
Did you love it at the time when it first came out?
No, the first time I saw it in a theater with 2 people, a huge cavernous theater, and it just seemed terrible. I just had the worst headache I've ever had in my life.
The worst headache I ever had in my life. That's number 4. And who is number 5?
I shouldn't have told him, so... And I've still never been on an actual date. Now, I don't think that's that uncommon anymore. We're all too busy for dates, aren't we? I'm too busy. I'm like, you're not hungry. Get upstairs. I've never been on an actual date.
Right, so there you go. There's the 5. Do you need to hear those again? Tell me if you're ready, but tell me if you need to hear those again. I'm probably going to play them again anyway, because they're not that long. I don't want to take too much time. Pro Lethers are ready. I'm going to play them one more time. Right, here they come. Listen again if you missed any. Here's number 1.
Hillary trying to appeal to young voters is a little bit like your relative who just signed up for Facebook. Yeah. Dear America, did you get my poke? Is it appearing on your wall? I'm not sure I'm using this right. Love, Aunt Hillary.
I think most kids
This is number 2.
did too. Most kids wanted to go to the top of the pops, but we all knew what that cigar muncher was up to. But I'm very, very bitter that the likes of Savile and the rest of them were allowed to continue.
Number 3.
Anyway, one night this bloody polar bear came along and it just ripped with its paw and his whole head came through. And of course, there it was, its face was right in front of me, but bang! Straight on his fucking nose! And it went, and ran off. They will. Lions or anything, nobody, gorillas, they hate being hit on the nose. Hit the fucker on the nose. And he ran off and he never came back.
He ran off and he never came back. Right, number 4.
Well, I would have liked it to be more about the women and less about the men. But I have no real qualms. I grew to love the film, as I talk about in the book.
Did you love it at the time when it first came out?
No, the first time I saw it in a theater with 2 people, a huge cavernous theater, and it just seemed terrible. I just had the worst headache I've ever had in my life.
Okay, and the last one is number 5, this one.
I shouldn't have told him, so... And I've still never been on an actual date. Now, I don't think that's uncommon anymore. We're all too busy for dates, aren't we? I'm too busy. I'm like, you're not hungry, get upstairs. I've never been on an actual date.
All right, never been on an actual date. So there you go. Hope you got 5 answers. And I'll tell you those answers right now. I'll tell you the correct answers. Here we go. So the first one was going on about Hillary Clinton trying to appeal to young voters. This was a wee bit snarky from Mr. Barack Obama. All right, 2 points for Barack Obama. That was his speech to the press corps. Pretty much like a stand-up routine. Loads of that sort of thing. Number 2 was talking about how he kind of knew, lots of people kind of knew back in the day about Savile. That was John Lydon, better known as Johnny Rotten. Actually, probably better known as John Lydon these days, but Johnny Rotten in his Sex Pistols days. That came out as Specs Pistols. Thank you. Number 3, punching. Who, look at that list, right? You don't even need to hear the voice. Who punches polar bears on the nose? It has to be Brian Blessed. It's the only person on that list who could conceivably punch a polar bear on the nose, tell a story about it, and then remind you that that's exactly how you deal with it. Number 4 is Alice Walker. She was talking about her book, The Colour Purple, and the film adaptation of it and how she didn't like it at first, and she kind of got to like it, but at first she hated it. So that's Alice Walker. And the last one is relatively up-to-date British comedian. She is called Sarah Pascoe. I don't really know much about modern comedians, but I've been getting a few of them off of YouTube, and she seems very capable, you know. I don't know about funny, but certainly can hold the crowd and all that. So, Eddie Izzard, you thought, for number 2. What was number 2? John Lydon. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I put Eddie Izzard in there as a kind of option for Brian Blessed. The thing that a lot of you know by now is that if there's a voice round at one of my quizzes, then it's always Brian Blessed. Brian Blessed is always there. You got Alice Walker wrong. Yeah, it's probably the most difficult one. Well, the last 2 are probably more difficult than the first 3. I think. 8 points went for Harper Lee. Aye, that's a reasonable red herring in it. Lots of 8 out of 10s in this round. There's a 10 for positive spin. Well done, Lynn. Pedestrian Crossing got 10 as well. Pedestrian Crossing are a powerful team. They're always scared of Pedestrian Crossing when they come in a pub. You watch out, they're always going to be top 5. Yeah, I think I knew that about you, Richie. Richie's saying, I have also punched an animal in the face. It was a fox. And it looked at me funny at a bus stop. If anyone else has punched an animal, either in the face, preferably in the face, like preferably on the nose. If not, then on the face. But if not, then have you just punched an animal at any time? You know, let's try not make these stories about cruelty. Let's make them about self-defense. So let's find out how many of you have punched an animal. What number bus? I've got no idea what you're talking about, Colin. What number bus? What number bus? Can't think what that means. Okay, let's move on. Hexo. Right, Hexo is a board of hexagons with letters in them. You got to pick out the letters that answer the clue. So this is just an example, right, to show you how it works. So if I said Second World War UK Prime Minister, you would say Winston Churchill. WC, Winston Churchill, that's right. If I said the Jags sports team, you would say, that's PTFC, Partick Thistle Football Club. And you'd be right, okay? So that's how Hexo works. Like each answer is together. The letters in each answer are next to each other, but the different answers can be in different parts of the board. Right, you ready? Here we go. Oh, what number bus was the fox get? I see. Sorry, I'm a bit slow tonight. I've only had 6 coffees today, so I can't keep up. Right, and there's the other bit of information. The answers do not overlap. So here comes Hexo. The first one is the Scots-born inventor of the telephone. Anything worth having, as you know, was invented by a Scottish person. Probably the most paramount invention of all time is the telephone. And that was invented by, a Scottish guy. Scottish-born. He did all his work in America. But the 3... It's 3 letters. That's what the 3 means in brackets. 3 letters on the grid that give you this guy's name. Three names. So 3 letters. Find them on the grid. They all go together, right? They're all next to each other. And then the next one could be in a different part of the grid. It says internet content warning. And that is something you might find. If somebody sends you something, a video, it might have this 4-letter warning on it, which is not to open it in polite company. Wait till you're wait till you're on your own. You know what I mean? Because it might be a little bit naughty. Photobird says, I punched a pigeon once. Does that count? Yes, it does. Yeah. Please tell us more. We need to know more about you punching a pigeon. Photobird. And are you called Photobird because you take photographs of birds? And was the pigeon failing to pose properly? Is that what was going on? We need more detail about that. Number 3 is the singer out of the Eurythmics, the lead singer of the Eurythmics. Aye, pal, says Photobird. That's no much detail. I want more detail. I want more pigeon punching detail. Don says, I punched a load of cod in the face. Need to know more about that. Need more detail on these. I hit a rabbit with my car, so it's kind of a punch. No, it wasn't, Alan. I'm talking boof. I'm talking fists. Talking digits. Coiled. Right, number 4 is an abbreviation indicating an alias. All right. So there's a name, but then this abbreviation indicates an alias. What 3 letters is that? Uh-huh. There's Richie with the bus number. It was bus number 38. That'll be in Glasgow, I suppose. Number 5. We've got number 4. Number 5 is a dramatist, a playwright, whose most famous plays include Man and Superman, Pygmalion, and Major Barbara. There's actually 3 there, but 3 on my notes. There's only 2 on the board there. So, a playwright. Major Barbara, Pygmalion, and Man and Superman are 3 of his plays, for it is a man. So Val's ready, which is very good. These stories don't sound right. No one punches an ant. What's Don saying about the fish? The cod got stuck in the riddle when I worked on a scallop boat. The bastards had to go. See, that's quite convincing because it says something like the riddle, and that sounds, I don't know what that is, but it sounds like a technical term. Kind of makes it sound true. Denise doesn't like Hexo. Excellent statement, Jerry. Yeah, we don't punch animals. Well, you will if it comes to, if it's you versus them. If it's you versus a shark. Right, you got all these? Ready, ready, ready. That's Alan, Don, Colin, Simon all saying they're ready. Fabians are ready. Trouble over Bridgewater are ready. I'm never quite sure how difficult these hexos are or not. Right, okay, here we go. You're all saying you're ready, so let's move on. Here come the hexo answers. Right, number one, guy who invented the phone. Just like that. He was called Alexander Graham Bell. AGB. AGB of the YLT. But AGB is all you need. You don't need to know what the letters stand for, by the way. As long as you get the letters, then you get the points. 2 points. See, that's convincing, Don. Riddle is a revolving tube with holes to allow the wee scallops to fall through and return to the sea. Excellent. Right, number two is an internet warning. That's NSFW. It's not safe for work. All right. The Eurythmic singer is AL. That's Annie Lennox. Surely you got that one. And number four is AKA. That's indicating an alias. So also known as is an alias. Did AB for Alex Bell? Do I get it? Well, I mean, I did give you a fairly major clue saying it was 3 letters, but yeah, if you know it's Alexander something Bell, AB. See, if you knew that, you could have spotted that the only way to get there was through that G. No? Anyway, have 1 point. Because you obviously knew sort of about it. Oh, House of Weirdos. Question number 2 is silly. No, you're silly. And the last one, playwright who did Major Barbara and Pygmalion. That's GBS, George Bernard Shaw. Okay? The AKB got AKA. Nice one. I've got to ask you, House of Weirdos, how's it a stupid question? Or silly? The Chameleons got 8 out of 10, went for data protection security warning. Nah. That's good. It's a good idea. You never heard of NSFW, really? Don't open this. You know, it's got naughties in it. NSFW, not safe for work. It's not necessarily porn, Karen. It could be like a Chinese bullfight gone wrong or something like that, or full of swearing, you know. Got 10 points, quite a few 10s there. That's good stuff. Didn't know the playwright. Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, quite a lot of you upset by the internet thing. There you go. It's a way of sending something to somebody and saying, like, don't open this on your work computer. You know what I mean? The missus is a computer ninja and hasn't heard of that. Really? That's fairly common. Anyway, you're all fantastic. Here we go. It's round 5. We're on round 5 already. Okay. Round 5 is 50-50, which could not be simpler. It's 50-50 questions, right? So it's either this answer or that answer. That's it. You just choose the right one. I'm surprised at how little people knew NSFW. But there you go. But some of you did, so I'm just, what's the word? Vindicated. Yeah! Alright, here we go. So, this one's about the Pacific Ocean. Number 1. What name did the British give to Tonga after Captain Cook found his way there in 1773? Did he call them the Friendly Islands or the Savage Islands? Now, a lot of you are assuming that it's porn, but it's quite often stuff that's violent or swearing will be labelled with that. NSFW, right. Okay, number 2, 50-50 round, is the old Les Dennis, the tennis. Who holds the all-time record for winning percentages at the Wimbledon men's singles tournament? Winning 51 matches and only losing 5. So that's the highest percentage of games won, matches won. That is at Wimbledon. Is it Bjorn Borg or Pete Sampras? See, a fox getting punched in the nose wouldn't be NSFW unless there was quite a lot of swearing in it. Number 3, what name is given to the area between the Yorkshire towns of Wakefield, Morley and Rothwell? Is it known as the Pigeon Triangle or the Rhubarb Triangle? The Pigeon Triangle or Rhubarb Triangle? Which is it? Pigeon or rhubarb? That's my Yorkshire accent. You like that? Great, isn't it? Right, number 4. Darren Brown has correctly predicted the last 3 winners of the Grand National Horse Race. Is that true or false? So Darren Brown, TV mentalist, has correctly predicted the last 3 winners of the Grand National Horse Race. True or false? And the last one in the 50-50 round, far away, but how far away? Which of these is further away from Edinburgh in a straight line? Cape Town in South Africa or Los Angeles in California, USA? Which one is further away? Cape Town or Los Angeles? Tell me when you're ready. I didn't notice we had a team there called the Jesus Worshippers. That's nice. I like that. A friend of mine once did a, I don't know what you call it. It's like a 10-minute audio performance of worshipping cheese. It's better than it sounds. Reedvale NSYT are ready, Alan. Quattro Formaggio is ready. Beaglehorn is ready. Lumpy Gravy are ready. I'm going to give you a quick recap, just in case you missed any. So, Tonga, nowadays, what did the British call it after Captain Cook went there? Friendly Islands or Savage Islands? Number 2, who's got the all-time winning percentage at Wimbledon men's singles tournament? Is it Bjorn Borg or Pete Sampras? What is the area between Wakefield, Morley and Rothwell? Is that the Pigeon Triangle or the Rhubarb Triangle? Darren Brown is so great that he correctly predicted the last 3 winners of the Grand National. Truesies or falsies? And which one is further away, Cape Town or Los Angeles? Okay, we have plenty of ready. I'm going to give you the answers in just a second. We're doing good for time tonight. We're going to have time to play Mystery Bag coming up, and then we'll have the final round, find out the scores. Mystery Bag is where you win the gin. All right, so that's coming up in just a second. Right, noodle doodles are ready. That's good enough for me. Let's move on. So 50-50 answers. Here they come. 2 points, as usual, for each of these. Tonga. Nowadays, independent country, but under the British, it was known as the Friendly Islands. All right, Friendly Islands. Certainly more friendly than Hawaii, where Captain Cook was eventually clubbed to death on the beach by the locals there. So that's the Friendly Islands. Tonga, down the road a bit from Hawaii. Different place. Number 2, the Les Dennis. Who's got the all-time winning percentage? It's the Iceborg. It's the Swedish Superman, Bjorn Borg. Looked like a hippie, but he was actually a pro tennis player in the 70s and 80s. Retired really young. He won 5 Wimbledons pretty much in a row, or maybe with one in between, but won Wimbledon a lot and then just quit. I think he was still in his early 20s when he quit. Number 3, what is the name given to the area between Wakefield, Morley and Rothwell? That is the Rhubarb Triangle. It used to be the 95% of the world's rhubarb came from this little area of Yorkshire. And they've even got a statue of a rhubarb there because it's so important. And horse vision, Derren Brown. Nah, nonsense. Because all that stuff's made up. They've actually not got any actual powers. You realise that? False. If he had any powers, he wouldn't be doing showbiz. He'd just be racking up the winners, you know. And which is further away from Edinburgh in a straight line? Cape Town or Los Angeles? It's Cape Town. Cape Town is further away. Very similar longitude, but massively different latitude. Do I have the numbers for that? No, I don't. But you can trust me, it's properly researched, right? All he's saying is the pigeon thing a piss take. Well, depends how thin-skinned you are, Ollie. I just try to think of something that was stereotypically Yorkshire-ish, and I thought about old men with flat caps racing pigeons. And that's why I put pigeon in there. What else could I have put? What would have been a better option instead of rhubarb triangle? And Karen's going to stop listening to Sue. That's what I'm here to do, is just to split up families. 10 for El Bastardes. 2 points for Jan Durand. Juice My Pole got 6. Looks like quite a low scoring round. Oh, there's a couple of 10s in there. El Bastardes. Denise has got 10 out of 10. Colin saying licorice. What is that, a Yorkshire thing? Licorice triangle? The Whippet triangle. Aye, that's pretty good. Pigeon, come on, you got to admit, pigeon triangle. Did anyone go for the pigeon triangle? Or did you all get rhubarb? I want to know. Right, let's move on. Friendly Islands, Bjorn Borg, Rhubarb Triangle, False Cape Town. Difficult round by the looks of it. Nomsy said pigeon, right, okay, that's good. Team of the day! It's AKB. I was thinking that I might have forgotten to put this in because it should have been earlier, but here it is. Team of the day are AKB. That means that Team AKB, who are here, I know they're here, get a point. If you're Team of the day, you get 1 point. Yeah! Team of the day. Amanda and Dawn and everybody else. And I've not got the names written down, so I can't remember. But Amanda and Dawn there, top right. They're kind of the bosses of the team. Everyone else is like their followers. That's AKB. Stands for Rockcunts Barry. It's like a pseudo street crew, but more artistic, you know? And it's all about Leaf. AKB. Yeah! There's Dawn saying, whoop, whoop. You are team of the day. So you get a point. If you want, be team of the day, send me a picture, right? And some details, some names and stuff. Right, sponsor, right, here we go. Right, I've got my mystery bag. The sponsor tonight is Pickering's Gin. If you go to their website and order gin, you get 50, I think it's 15. I can't remember now if it's 15 or 10%. I'm pretty sure it's 15% if you use the discount code DP Quiz. That's it. That's all you got to do. You get 15% off. How do we send a picture, says Karen? Just go to Dr. Paul Facebook. You work it out. So Pickering's Gin are based at Summer Hall near the Meadows in Edinburgh, and they've done the last 4 weeks. And I asked them after the 4 weeks, sent them an email Monday saying, it's up to you. Do you want to do it again? They said, oh, aye, definitely. So I've got another 4 weeks out of Pickering's. So we've got gin for the next 4 Fridays. So Pickering's Gin tonight is, what's that? Orange and caraway, I think that is. Ooh. And that'll get delivered to your house if you win Mystery Bag. Now, here's Mystery Bag. Observez-vous. Enchanté. Tout le monde. Mais oui. Le sac. Qui est dans le sac? Qu'est-ce que c'est? And I'll translate it into German for you. It is what's in the bag. Right? You've got to start asking me questions of a 50-50 nature. I will respond to the questions and then you guess. First person who guesses correctly that I see, not necessarily first one that actually guesses, the first one that I see is the winner. And I say that because they come in pretty fast. So here come the questions now. Is it a flat cap? No. Is it heavy? No, it's very, very light. Is it a measuring cup? No. Is it bread? No. Is it edible? No. It's nothing you can eat. Condoms, milk, croissant, toilet roll, orange? No. Shark toy. Toy's closest thing I've seen so far. But it's not a cuddly toy. Feather? No. It can't be that much different in weight to a feather, though. These are going up really fast tonight. So I'm only going to answer the ones that I actually see. I'm going to have to stop this and just slow it down a little bit, right? Ping pong ball. No. Smaller than a ping pong ball. It's a very small thing tonight. Another smaller bag. I like your thinking, E. Wilson. That's kind of meta, but it's not right. Baguette, sponge, tea towel, feather, helium balloon. You're going to need to ask some questions rather than just guessing. Oh, hang on. Sarah says board game. Well, it's not a board game, but it's but that's very good. All right, that's very good. It's not a whole board game. Dice. No. Lighter than a dice. Or lighter than the dice that comes with this game. It's from a game, right? But it's not a dice. Everyone's gone dice. No. It's not dice. It's something really specific. Chess piece. No. Counter. No. Right, I've slowed this down again. Everyone's guessing dice. Tiddlywink. No. Right, hang on. What's that? Monopoly property. Right, now you've got the right game. Monopoly card. No. Monopoly iron. No. Monopoly car. No. Monopoly man. No. Oh, we got it. Janet Marston, I think, says Monopoly Hotel. Look. There it is. That's fantastic. Right, that was... Your guesses were coming in super fast. There it is. A little red hotel. Yeah, imagine all the kind of things that go on inside there. With the tiny little people. Whoa. Rooms by the hour. So it's Janet Marston. Janet Marston is the champion. Now, hang on a second. Did Janet not win last week? Is it 2 in a row? Brilliant, she says. Am I right, Janet? Did you win last week? It's going to look terrible when I send that to... No, it was Jane. Right, okay, I'm getting my Janes and Janets mixed up. Right, good. Excellent. Right, Janet's the winner. I was away to look that up, but I don't need to look it up. Cheryl Hyams says, I got Monopoly. You did, Cheryl. Well done. You're the best. Beaglehorn says, well done, Janet. I got house. That is like, that's nippy, innit? Well done. I pretty much got it right. Oh, God. Oh, you won the bread. Right, okay. I have still not sorted out my mum from last week. Actually, in fact, she's not here. She's probably in huff. I bought her a bottle of Chianti. I just didn't make it there, that's all. Right, anyway, let's get on with the last. Well done to Janet. Janet is the champion. Janet wins the gin. So all you got to do, Janet, you know how to do this. You just send me a message with your address, and I'll send that to Pickerings, and they'll send you the gin. And we'll all live happily ever after. Right, let's move on from Mystery Bag. What's inside? Well, we know what's inside. It's a Monopoly Hotel. Right, time for double or bust round. Now, you know how this works. This will decide your final score. This round, there are 5 questions as usual, but it's different because it's double points if you get them right. So it's 4 points for a right answer instead of 2. Bang! Double. But you run the risk of going bust. If you put one wrong answer in this round, you get 0 points for the whole round, which is bust. So to avoid going bust, you can leave blanks. You don't have to answer every one. You choose which one of the 5 you're going to go for. Okay? You understand? Right, here we go. Number 1 is pop science. Which well-known British scientist wrote A Brief History of Time, which was first published in 1988? So, A Brief History of Time. Who is the author? A very popular science book from 1988. Number 2 is an abbreviation. In the abbreviation DVD, meaning like, you know, playing a film on a DVD, what does the letter V stand for? All right, DVD. Kind of obsolete now. Everyone's streaming. Still give away DVDs at the quiz sometimes. Quite nice to give away a DVD. Something like something with Arnold Schwarzenegger in it, or, you know, something like that. It's always good. But what does the V stand for in DVD? You don't need the whole abbreviation, just the letter V. What does the V stand for? That's double or bust. That's a difficult one, actually. Number 3, in 2012, the London Olympics, Nicola Adams became the first ever woman to win Olympic gold in which sport? Not the first ever, she's British, but not the first ever British woman, just the first ever woman to win a medal in which sport? That's Nicola Adams, 2012. Remember, one wrong answer is bust in this round. You choose which ones you're going to answer. Number 4, crammed. Crammed in. In which city was the infamous Black Hole incident of 1756, where 146 British prisoners were held overnight in a prison cell that was so hot and cramped that 123 of them died in one night? And since I wrote that question, I've been doing a bit more reading about this, and those numbers, you get different numbers, different accounts, but the sort of most popular account says that there was 146 prisoners, 123 of them died in one night because it was so hot and so cramped. It was a room only designed to hold 3 or 4 people. So they put 146 people in there. And that was the Black Hole. In which city? You name the city. All right. And number 5 is a year question, as it often is. You got to get plus or minus 2 years for this one. In which year was the Uber taxi app officially launched in San Francisco? I like the black hacks because I don't really understand Uber. I'm sure it's great and all that, but I like my black hacks because I know I'm going to get there. Right? But everybody else in the world uses Uber now. So what year was Uber officially launched in San Francisco? You can get plus or minus 2 years. So if you're 2 years out, you get the points. If you're 3 years out, you get busts. So you decide which ones you're going to go for. And tell me when you're ready. I'm going to quickly go over these again one more time. So who wrote A Brief History of Time? British scientist, popular science book. Number 2, what does the V stand for in DVD? Number 3, Nicola Adams, the first ever woman to win a medal in which sport? And that was 2012 London Olympics. Number 4, which city was the Black Hole incident? of 1756. 123 people died because they were so crammed in. And it was rather warm. And the Uber taxi app officially launched in San Francisco. But in which year? Okay, you'll see a couple of teams there declaring balls out. That means they're going for all 5. You got their balls out on the table, slap, like that, ready to be hit by the hammer of the wrong answer. At this point, I'll remind you that I do this quiz for tips. That means the quiz is free to do. It costs no money to do. But if you want to give me a tip, if you think me putting this quiz together was worth it, then you could slip me a couple of pounds and I'd be very grateful. Because in the absence of pubs, which is where I usually make my money, I'm trying to make money doing this. I have a family to feed. They're in the kitchen right now. Desperately going through the fridge to see what's left. You know what I mean? So, any tips are very welcome. Thank you to everybody who has donated. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Right. Right, lots of you saying you're ready. Lots of you going balls out as well. So let's find out who's going to get bust on this round and who's going to come sailing through. After this, I'll give you the link to upload your scores. I'll give you that in just a couple of moments. Let's do the answers. Alan Patterson saying half balls out. There's no such thing. Balls out is all 5. Anything else is balls in. Right, here we go. Pop science. Who wrote A Brief History of Time? You know this one. It's your old pal Stephen Hawking. The walking, talking Stephen Hawking. You know the guy. Dead now. Number 2. What does the V stand for on DVD? It is versatile. And I reckon some of you might have got bust on that one. Digital Versatile Disc is what it stands for. DVD. And that's a bit of a bummer, that one. I think some people might get bust on that one. Okay, number 3 is Nicola Adams. First ever woman to win Olympic gold in which sport? She won the first ever medal available for women for the sport of boxing. All right, there she is. That's Nicola Adams. Getting ready to punch you in the face. Getting ready to lay out a fox. Yeah, thank you, Denise. Ooh, a couple of people busted already. I bet it was V for video. I bet you were saying video. Number 4, crammed into the black hole of Calcutta. The black hole of Calcutta. So the Indians took over this particular place, Fort William, which was part of Calcutta. And said put them in a jail, but I didn't mean put them in a tiny wee jail, but they put them in a tiny wee jail and they all died. And that's what it looked like. No fun. And the last one, this is the last one. Number 5, the Uber taxi app. This is difficult as well. I wouldn't know what to think. Sometimes these things have been around longer than you think. Sometimes they've been around not quite as long as you think they have. The Uber taxi app was officially launched in San Francisco in 2011. So if you said anything between 2009 and 2013, then you got the points. Let's see what you're saying. Thought it was Variety. No. Variety disc. You get a bit of singing, bit of dancing. A digital variety disc. Get a comedian, get a ventriloquist. Digital variety disc. Brilliant. Stephen Hawking, versatile, boxing, Calcutta 2011. Right, what's going on? Stevie D, pumped. AKB busted on the DVD. Oh, man. Full House. Yes, that's Breed or Deed. Looking for a big score from them. Missed out the black hole question. You've heard of it, yeah? The black hole of Calcutta. Have you heard of it? I don't know. 72 for Katie Hasty. That's going to be a hard one to beat. Right, I'm going to get you that link so you can put your scores up, ladies and gentlemen. And everybody else. These days, you know what I mean? So, there we go. Copy and paste. There we go. You follow that link that I've just pasted in and you upload your score. Team name and your score, right? And I'll make a nice league table. I'll do a quick interim one and post it up on Dr. Paul Facebook soon. But I repeat this quiz at 9 o'clock on Facebook live. And after I finish that at 10 o'clock, I'll do the league table and I'll put it up online tonight. Well done to Janet Marston. Not Marsden. Marsden. Now I better write that down. Janet Marston. Gin winner. Yeah. Who are you with, Janet? Oh yeah, it's the Fabians. Right, okay. I know I've been doing this for a couple of months, so still getting everybody's names in matched up with the teams. Not always easy, but yes, of course. Janet Marston, Fabian Society, always a great team. They scored 20 in the last round there as well. Total 64, so they're not going to be on top tonight. The Fabians often do pretty well. A few teams got more than that. 72 for Ralston, if me sums are right. Well, make sure your sums are right, Colin, before uploading. There's Karen saying, if only we hadn't listened to Sue. God, how many times does Sue have to put up with this stuff? Marion saying, I always assumed the black hole of Calcutta was a geographical feature. Listen, I'll tell you something more interesting about that. The people who discovered black holes in the 20th century named black holes in outer space after the black hole of Calcutta. Right? That's what I read today. I need to go back and read that properly to see if it's true. But that's what I read today. So the people that came up with the name black hole to describe the strange gravitational event horizon things in deep space called them black holes after the black hole of Calcutta incident, which I didn't know until today. Worst quiz score ever, says Stevie. But yous were team of the day. Come on, you remember I had the team of the day point on. Ollie's saying we just beat our personal best. Yes! Bannermore's fist got 67. And Jam Tarts redeemed himself for the Calcutta answer. He is no longer a prick. That's superb. I'm glad that wound has been healed. Or plastered over temporarily anyway. 69 for Bill. Best ever. Nice one. Chateau Collapso, 54. Got bust, but you got bust and still got 54. That's good going. 3 wrong all night. That's not bad at all. Indeed, Colin, that's very, very, very good. That's a step beyond not bad. That's bloody good. So you've learned a lot here. You know how to deal with polar bears now. You know what black holes are named after. And if you thought the quiz was worth something, remember to give me a tip. I'm just trying to get through this lockdown, all right? You know, the pubs apparently in Scotland are going to be back on the 15th of July, but I cannot imagine pub quizzes starting very soon because of the social distancing. 2 meters apart, Jesus Christ, you know? I don't know how that's going to work. I mean, I don't know what to think about it. I don't know what to think about pandemic. I'm too busy writing these quizzes, and that's probably best for the best. But if you click on that link, give us a couple of quid. That'll keep body and soul together. I'm hopefully going to be continuing these quizzes, even when the pubs do go back. And when I'm back in the pubs, I've decided I'm going to keep doing these quizzes. So it won't be every night, but it'll be some nights anyway. So stay tuned. Please tell other people. By the way, I've only got 18 likes here, and I've got nearly 200 people online. So please like the quiz before you go away. Give me a like. Please subscribe if you've not been here before, or you haven't subscribed. Click the bell and then you get told when the quizzes are. The quizzes are Monday, Wednesday, Friday and Saturday at the moment. For tomorrow night, we have a sponsor. That got sorted out today. Or I think we do anyway. I need to confirm it and everything. But it's another brewery. Ferry Brewery in South Queensferry. So they're going to give us some beer. And the quiz is repeated at 9 o'clock on Facebook. So there are 232 people watching, Janet, but I wonder, this has happened before where I get quite a big number and they don't really know why they're here, sort of thing. But it might be lots of new people. I don't know. But I do appreciate any tips. If everyone gave me a couple of quid, I'd be absolutely sorted. But, you know, if you don't want a tip, that's fine. If you cannot tip, that's absolutely fine. But please like the video and please subscribe and please tell people about the quiz. That's the main thing. Please Tell your friends. Say, it's a good quiz, good fun, nice, you know. You go and do Dr. Paul quiz because it's better coming from you than from me. I say it to people via adverts, and I do spend a little bit of money on adverts. And posting on Facebook. But if it comes from me and I go, it's the greatest quiz ever, they go, of course it is. Yeah, prick. You're the one running it. Of course you'd say that. But if you say it to somebody, then it's much more believable. You know what I mean? So thanks. And I love seeing all the same names. It's great to see all the names that keep coming back. You're going to be joining in tomorrow night, Noodle Doodles. That's great stuff. Saturday night's a good one. Pretty low numbers so far on Saturday nights, but, you know. Yeah, it was a good quiz tonight. Up and down. Difficult. A couple of difficult ones. 50-50 was difficult. Even the first round was a bit difficult. But so well done to Barrymore's Fist getting a personal best. And Bill getting a personal best. Right, there's a bit of teaming up going on there. Trouble over Bridgewater. Titty Biscuits. Reevedale NSYT are going down. Quattro Formaggio. Thank you, Shona. See you later, El Destructo. Thanks very much. Yeah, if you get in touch with other teams, get some rivalries going. That's pretty good. It's good to see teams try to get one over each other. Who won tonight out of El Destructo versus Wit and Witches? That's my favourite rivalry. Well, I'll find out, won't I, when I look at the scores. Thanks for coming. Thanks for doing the quiz. We've got Broughton Brewery later on tonight. If you want to do the quiz again, which is obviously mental. It's the same questions, but a different competition for the prize, which is beer from Broughton Brewery. Yeah, that's at 9 o'clock on Facebook. Dr. Paul Facebook. Thank you, Richard. Appreciate that. Thank you, Marion. Got a new teammate from France. Bloody hell. You know, French people are usually pretty awful at the quiz. I mean, usually. Not every single one of them. That would be a sweeping condemnation of an entire race of people. The French. But usually French people are extremely bad at the quiz. I'm talking about in the real life, in the real world, in the pub, you know. French, well, actually, you know what? See, when they actually bother to do the quiz, they're okay. But they don't do the quiz. They're too good for it. They make that face. When I go around the pub handing out the sheets, you know, I'm all smiley and on form and stuff like that, going around, hey, everybody, want to have a shot at the quiz? Come on. Win booze, win money. And you can see that they're French from 10 yards away before you get to the table. You're like, oof, I bet they're French because they're doing this. Not to each other. To each other, like, blah, blah, blah. But to you, when they see you coming and they think this guy's going to try and sell us something, they just go. And they just put the shutter down right like that. And they just make me wee noises. They pretend to know no English. No. Or they don't know any English. But anyway, they're too aloof for it. Spanish people are really keen. They want to do the quiz, but then they don't understand it at all. So they don't last. These are all stereotypes. These are all generalizations. Obviously, there's exceptions every time. Finnish people do the quiz, but they're too drunk by the end of round 2. They have too much vodka, and then they can't do the quiz anymore. Swedish people are very successful. Very sober, the Swedes. They drink, you know, but they're very... what's the word? Compos mentis, you know, they're all together. They do it. Perfect English, of course. Same with the Dutch. And they know lots of stuff. So your Swedes and your Dutch, they're the best at the quiz out of all your foreigners. Norwegians as well. In fact, Norwegians are so good at English, you sometimes don't even know they're foreign. Thanks, Alan. You lived for a year in Scotland. You'll be all right. I will, Bill. I'll get around to it. I know it's no excuse, but I've got a lot of emails. Right. Germans, yeah, Germans are okay. Efficiency is a stereotype for the Germans, but, you know, Germany's a very funny place. I don't know if you've ever been to Germany, but I've been to Germany a few times. It's hilarious. People there like a laugh. They do in Hamburg, anyway, and Cologne and Berlin, places I've been, and Munich. Been to all those places, and the Germans like a laugh, you know. Great music. Schlager music. The Germans are pretty good at the quiz. The Germans are up there with the Dutch and the Swedes. All your Danes, Norwegians, Swedes, Germans, Dutch. You'd want them in your quiz team. Italians really want to do the quiz, but they've got no idea what's going on. They're like the Spanish. Greeks, usually pretty competent, but they get angry. They get one wrong, they get angry. They start saying, you take the piss, you know. Hungarians are good at the quiz. All right, I better get off. It's 8:20. I've got to quickly rejig the sponsor thing for the 9 o'clock quiz. So thanks for doing the quiz, everybody. Tell your friends, give me a like, and donate vast amounts of money to my personal account. Thank you very much, so that I can eat. And once I've eaten, then I'll maybe buy some food for the family, you know. I'm going to get priorities straight here. Thanks very much for doing the quiz, and good night. Well done to Janet, gin winner. And I am out of here. Good night. Woohoo!